7 Cents Phonecast. Find out about us before you find out about you.
This is Douglas with 7 Cents. May I have your first name, please?
Hi, Douglas. My name is Keshia.
Hi, Keshia. Okay. And what city were you born in, Keshia?
What city I was born in? I was born in Gastonia.
Gastonia. Okay. Now I'm going to do a little calculation here and see what your life chart is and what's happening. Keshia, as I do that, is there something in particular you'd like me to look into right now?
Yes, my career. Make a long story short, I'm in the process of changing jobs, and I want to know if that's kind of the right or the best move for me.
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, Keshia, now this might be different if you've done a reading with with anybody. So, Keshia, here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to remember a time, any time in your career or job or anything really, when you made a decision and you went, oh, that was such a great decision. Just remember when you made a decision, a choice, and it all worked out so well. Do you have a memory like that?
I do.
Great. See how fast that comes? Good. And then, Keshia, what I'd like you to do is just be aware of that. Just so you're visiting it. And this sets a vibration, a direction of the reading. And I'm using some special tarot cards right now. And the second thing I'd like you to do, last thing, is let that go. And now think, this time, in this future, let's say you make a decision, change jobs, so you have an idea of how you'd like that to turn out, right? So without knowing how, all you know is you made a change, and you're very happy about the result, and just notice how you would feel about that, how that might look the way you'd like it to, and as you do that, let any number, Keshia, any number at all come to your mind. When you see a number, you can tell me.
5 and 6.
Interesting, 5 and 6. I'm going to use them both, which turns into 11. So I'm going to go all the way to 11 because it is a master builder number. 4, 5, and it can be about job changing. 6, 7, 8, and just keep holding that thought, how you'd like things to go as you make this choice, as you were talking about. 11. Okay, and let me just get the vibration on this. Got it. Okay, cards parted very nicely. Let's see what the reading says. I'm studying these cards for a second. Okay, the cards are very clear here, very clear. First of all, you've got a 9 of Pentacles here, which means when you have you already made this decision? Or you're on the brink of making a decision?
I've made a decision, but I guess people around me tell me to rethink it, if that makes any sense. Okay,
here's what it says. It's very clear. When you made the decision, it looks like you knew exactly what you were doing. Do you remember that? You made a decision. It seemed very clear. It wasn't out of some kind of desperation. It was very, very focused. I'm doing this because I want this, and I want it to take me to this other place. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's showing up in the reading. But what also is showing up in the reading, and this is sort of tricky, and you can do it, but what you want to make sure here, and this isn't just about this moment, this can affect you for the rest of your future. I mean, years and years to come. It's this. You may have a tendency, or you were taught, and then you attracted people around you, that what they do in their own sort of insecurity way, what they do is they go, oh, I don't know, right? And then what they do is they start a kind of a reaction in you, which is when you start doubting what you chose. Now, here's what's really powerful, though. If you begin to act that way, align yourself with this doubt, you can affect your future about this decision, and it can change it in a way that you don't want it to change. But on the other hand, what it looks like is you've made the right decision. But the next part is really important. Let me give you an exercise that you can try. With this really pertains to this, but anything. Listen to this, okay? This comes from a really masterful teacher, and I've studied this, so I'm going to impart this to you, is this. Whenever you've made a choice, fully made a choice, okay, you weighed everything and you said, that's my choice, right? What you can practice doing, and this is what's showing up in the reading a lot, because the moon is here, which means deception. It doesn't mean anyone's purposely deceiving you. It's like they may deceive themselves, and then you might pick up on that and start deceiving yourself too. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. So what this means is, and see if this appeals to you, this idea. Whenever you make a decision, practice on not listening to the doubt. In other words, just Just practice this. Like, for example, you made the decision on this job change, right?
Mhm.
And the job change, by the way, is in the reading. It's right here. It's right here. It's the Three of Pentacles. It's that you knew you had only gone as far as you could where you were, and you needed a change, correct?
Yes.
Right, and one thing you can do, too, you can go backwards, you can do it before, is you can make a list of all the things you get from this job change. You know, and of course there might be other things that don't always work out. Like you go, well, this changes, and I won't get a car for this, or whatever it is. You know, you can weigh the pros and cons. But wouldn't you say, from what I'm seeing in the reading, that the pros outweigh the cons tremendously, right?
Yes, it does.
Right. So see, I can already hear your vibration. You're already syncing up with your trusting part. You trust yourself, and it feels better. I can sense it. I'm a clairvoyant. I can feel your energies changing. Can you feel them?
I do. It's a big difference.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and even as you're talking from your chest. You were talking kind of from your throat area and your head area before. Now you're talking into your chest, which is closer to your heart. So what this is saying here is you still have something to do, though. This isn't all over. What you want to do is whenever the doubt comes up, you can practice this technique where you go, you know what? I'm not even going to listen to this. I've made my choice. Now, if you had a different thought, though, this is different. If you had a thought that really came to you, like in a big way, and you went, you know, I'm getting a feeling like maybe I should change my mind. In other words, change it back or whatever. But that's not doubt. That's a specific, like, oh, you know what? Something's changed to me. Let me check out that way. Yes, I'm going to make another decision, and I'm going to go in this direction, whether it's going back or another place. But that's not what doubt is. Doubt is like, oh, boy, I don't know. And what it looks like is you're very sensitive. You're a sensitive spiritual entity. It looks like 1986, yeah. What I would say is you're impressionable. And so what you want to do is when that doubt comes, you don't have to freeze it out. You just go, you know, I've already made a decision. You don't mean me well. And that's part of it. Remember that your doubts, they don't mean you well. They don't come from a good place. Another thought, yeah. If you thought, you know what, I just found out who's living there or moved there, or I know who the boss is now, and I thought the job was a different description. Oh, let me rethink this. Do you see the difference?
Yes, I do.
So everything is pointing to Ace of Pentacles. You made a decision. Everything looks like will go really well your way. If you don't let doubt take over, I would stop listening to people that want to sort of participate in doubt with you. Whether they're trying to be helpful or not, they're not. The cycle here says you're going through a transmutation. If you want to, you could call back in 8 days just to check things out. That's the cycle it shows. And you got my extension number. You call anytime. I'm free. It's been a real pleasure. Okay?
Okay, good. Yes,
oh,
thank you
good,
so
Keshia.
much.
Glad to help you, Keshia. Okay. Bye.
We hope you've enjoyed this 7th Sense Phonecast. Our gifted professionals are able to break through the confusion and point you in the right direction. Go to www.seventhsensepsychics.com. We all have a path in life. Let us help you find yours.